Hi students, today in this session we are going to discuss how the organic compounds can be classified. So in the previous video we have already discussed that this organic chemistry is an extended chemistry, that means it is a huge chemistry. So because of the some properties of carbon, this has an extended chemistry. So in order to understand all the properties of organic compounds, we have to classify the organic compounds. So due to the main reasons of carbon, that is catenation, the property of catenation, and second one tetravalency of carbon, and third one the tendency of forming multiple bonds, and fourth one due to the property of isomerism. So due to these properties of carbon, so the organic chemistry has an extended chemistry and it can form so many compounds. Carbon can form so many compounds. So in order to understand all the properties of these carbon compounds, it is necessary to classify all the organic compounds. So now let us discuss how the organic compounds are classified. So the entire classification is mainly based upon the structure. So depending upon the structure, the organic compounds are mainly classified into two types. So let us have a look on classification. So now the organic compounds are classified into mainly two types. So the entire classification depends upon structure. It is completely based upon the structure of the molecules. So these are classified into first one acyclic compounds and cyclic compounds. Acyclic compounds means which does not consist of any cyclic ring. So the compounds which does not consist of any cyclic ring are called acyclic compounds, whereas the compounds which consist of cyclic ring are called cyclic compounds. Okay, so now these acyclic compounds are further classified into two types. One is saturated hydrocarbons, other one is unsaturated hydrocarbons. So here hydrocarbons means the compounds which consist of only carbon and hydrogen. The compounds which consist of only carbon and hydrogen are called as hydrocarbons. So now saturated hydrocarbons means the compounds, that is the hydrocarbons which consist of only carbon-carbon single bond are called as saturated hydrocarbons. Okay. These unsaturated hydrocarbons means these consists of either carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon triple bonds. So these hydrocarbons consist of either carbon-carbon double bond or triple bond. So now the compounds which consist of carbon-carbon single bond are called as alkanes. So these are called as alkanes. Whereas the compounds containing carbon-carbon double bond are called as alkenes. Whereas the carbon-carbon triple bonded compounds are called alkynes. So these acyclic compounds are alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. So each class has a general formula. So the alkenes have the general formula of CnH2n plus 2. You have to remember these general formulas. And alkenes have general formula CnH2n, whereas alkynes have CnH2n minus 2. So these are the general formulas of these compounds. So here alkanes means these are the saturated hydrocarbons which consists of carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, this is the definition of alkanes. So these are the saturated hydrocarbons which consists of carbon-carbon single bonds are called alkanes. Now go for alkenes. So these are the unsaturated hydrocarbons which consists of carbon-carbon double bond are called alkenes. Here these consists of carbon-carbon double bonds. Whereas the unsaturated hydrocarbons which consists of carbon-carbon triple bond are called alkynes. Okay, clear? So you have to remember all the general formulas. So suppose if you substitute n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, you can get number of compounds. Suppose if you substitute n is equal to 1 here we get C1H4, that is simply CH4. So this is one alkane, that is the first member of alkane. If you put n is equal to 2, you get C2H, 2 2s are 4 plus 2, 6, C2H6. So this is second member of alkanes, C2H6. So this is called methane. we have discussed in nomenclature. Methane, one carbon, so it is meth. All are single bonds means ane. Methane, ethane, propane. Propane means C3H, N is equal to 3 means 2 3s are 6 plus 2 8, C3H8. Propane, butane, pentane, hexane, likewise. Okay, and next, if you substitute N is equal to 1 here, C1H2. C1H2 means CH2. CH2 means carbon forms only 2 bonds. That is not, does not exist. The molecule does not exist. Carbon generally forms 4 bonds. That's why by taking N is equal to 1, the molecule does not exist. So we have to put N is equal to 2. So C2H4. This is ethene. 2 carbons are there. So eth, double bond is there. So ethene. This is ethene. If you put N is equal to 3, C3H6. Likewise. Okay. Ethene, propene, like this. Next, put here also N is equal to 2, because by putting N is equal to 1, the molecule does not exist. So C2H4 minus 2, that is C2H2. This is ethyne. C3, 6 minus 2, 4. C3H4. Ethyne, propyne, likewise. We can get so many compounds. So here all these compounds have different general formulas. You have to remember all the general formulas. General formula of alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. So by substituting N is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, we can get so many number of compounds. So that's why it has an extended chemistry. Okay. So now here by putting N is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, we get a series of compounds. So now here I would like to say something about homologous series. Homologous series. So homologous series. What is meant by homologous series? So here by putting N is equal to 1, 2 and so on, so we get a series of compounds. So the series of compound is just separated by, here the difference between these two is 1 carbon and 2 hydrogens. Here also the difference between these two is 1 carbon and 2 hydrogens. 3 minus 2, 1, 8 minus 6, 2. So there is a series of compounds is obtained which is separated by a CH2 group. So this CH2 group is called methylene group. Methylene group. If CH3 group is there, that is called methyl group. Methyl group. If CH2 group is there, that is called methylene group. So a series of compounds which is separated by CH2 group, that is methylene group, is called homologous series. Okay, clear? A series of compounds which is separated by a methylene group is called homologous series. So here also we get a series, that is also homologous series. Here also we get another series. So in this way any functional group will get a homologous series. Suppose if you take alcohols, general formula of alcohols is ROH. Here R means alkyl group. So general formula of alkyl groups CnH2n plus 1 and OH. Put N is equal to 1, CH3OH. N is equal to 2, C2H5OH. If you put N is equal to 3, C3H7OH. So like this we get another series. This series is also separated by a CH2 group. Difference between these two is CH2. Difference between these two is also CH2. So this series of compounds is also called as homologous series. Okay, clear? So any functional group will have a homologous series. So okay, next now comes to cyclic compounds. So these cyclic compounds are mainly classified into two types. One is carbocyclic compounds, other one is heterocyclic compounds. So here carbocyclic compounds means the cyclic compounds which consists of all the members as carbon. Here in a cyclic compound all the members should be carbon atoms. So here 6 carbon atoms are there. So all the members of the cycle are carbons. So here carbon is there means it should satisfy its valency 4. So that's why there is always 2 hydrogens at the each corner, each carbon. So like this. So here all the members are carbons. So that's why this is called carbocyclic compound. Okay. These carbocyclic compounds and other one is heterocyclic compounds. So carbocyclic compounds means the compounds which consists of all the elements in the ring are carbon atoms. And heterocyclic compounds means one of the member of the cyclic ring is heteroatom, that is other than carbon. So one of the member of cyclic ring is other than carbon atom. Suppose if you take like this carbon, carbon and nitrogen is there. This is a cyclic compound, but this consists of one heteroatom. Generally heteroatoms are nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur. These are called heteroatoms. Other than carbon, these elements will present as a cyclic member. So that's why these are called heterocyclic compounds. So generally the heterocyclic compounds are mainly, let us consider two examples for heterocyclic compounds. So this is called pyrrole. Here nitrogen exists as heteroatom. So this is pyrrole. And if you take another one, this is pyrrole. So these are generally heterocyclic compounds. So many heterocyclic compounds are there, like pyridine, furan, thiophene. All these are the heterocyclic compounds. So heterocyclic compounds means the cyclic ring consists of at least one heteroatom, like nitrogen, oxygen or sulfur. So these are heterocyclic compounds. So carbocyclic means which consists of all the atoms of cyclic ring or carbons. And now these carbocyclic compounds are again classified into two types. One is alicyclic compounds, other one is aromatic compounds. So alicyclic compounds means alicyclic compounds consists of cyclic rings and there is no any aromatic nature. So alicyclic compounds means just like this. This is cyclopentane, cyclohexane and cyclohexene. Here all the elements are carbons only. Cyclohexene means here one double bond will be there. Cyclopentane, cyclohexane and cyclohexene. So all these are the alicyclic compounds. Okay, all the atoms are carbons here. And next, aromatic compounds. So aromatic compounds means here these compounds will exhibit a special property called aromaticity. Aromaticity. So the compounds which exhibits the property of aromaticity are called aromatic compounds. So this special property can explain all the properties of benzene. So let us discuss about aromaticity in the next video. Now we can understand that aromatic compounds will exhibit the property of aromaticity. So generally benzene, naphthalene, anthracene, all these are belongs to aromatic compounds. So now these aromatic compounds again further classified into two types. One is benzenide aromatic compounds, other one is non-benzenide aromatic compounds. So benzenide aromatic compounds means these compounds will exhibit the property of aromaticity. These compounds will exhibit the property of aromaticity and consists of at least one benzene nucleus. That is one benzene nucleus. So here it is the benzene, you know. So it consists of one benzene nucleus and it exhibits the property of aromaticity. So aromaticity we will discuss later in detail. What is aromaticity and what are the properties to check whether the compound is aromatic compound or not. Okay. So now the benzenide aromatic compounds means which consists of at least one benzene ring. So here it is benzene. This is benzene. So this will exhibit the property of aromaticity. So that's why it is benzenide aromatic compound. And if we take another molecule, NH2 is there. This is called aniline. Aniline. So this also exhibits the property of aromaticity and consists of benzene nucleus. So that's why it is benzenide aromatic compound. And if we take another example, so this is naphthalene. You know naphthalene very well. Naphthalene balls are there, so which gives fragrant smell. So naphthalene. So this is one of the aromatic compound. This also consists of benzene nucleus. That's why it is a benzenide aromatic compound. So the aromatic compounds which consists of at least one benzene nucleus are called benzenide aromatic compounds. So benzene, aniline, naphthalene, phenol, all these are the benzenide aromatic compounds. And now non-benzenide aromatic compounds. So non-benzenide aromatic compounds means these also consists of, that means exhibit the property of aromatic compounds, that is aromaticity, but does not consist of any benzene nucleus. Okay, clear? So these exhibit the property of aromaticity but does not consist of any benzene nucleus. So those are called non-benzenide aromatic compounds. So here let us take an example. So this is furan. Furan. So this does not consist of any benzene nucleus, but it exhibits the property of aromaticity. And next one, if sulfur is here, this is another heteroatom. So here these are also called as heterocyclic compounds, these are also called as heterocyclic compounds. So this is thiophene. Here 6-membered ring is there. So this is called pyridine. So furan, thiophene and pyridine, these are called non-benzenide aromatic compounds. So these does not consist of any benzene nucleus. Here this is not benzene nucleus because this is heteroatom. So these are does not possessing any benzene nucleus but exhibits the property of aromaticity. So that's why these are called non-benzenide aromatic compounds. Okay. So these also called as heterocyclic compounds because the heteroatom is there and cyclic member is there. So that's why these are also called as heterocyclic compounds. Okay, clear? So all this is the entire classification of organic compounds. Have a screenshot and you can easily follow this one. Okay. So the entire organic compounds mainly classified into this one. So please like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And don't forget to tap the bell icon.